Ladies and gentlemen, I am Muskan Behune from Marketing Mind, an online platform for all the latest update in marketing, advertising and business. And you are watching Marketing Mind's latest chat show, He Said, She Said, brought to you by Robert. Robert is a one-stop shop for all sorts of accessories, and they are making incredible fashion for incredible people. And we together present to you stories of the most fiercest, funniest and most fabulous he's and she's from the world of entrepreneurship. This is probably the only place where you'll find corporates being really candid. So brace yourself for a chat show that's bound to leave you inspired and doubled over with laughter. Let's go. Hotels have served more guests than we could ever count. Introducing the Asian hospitality veteran, Dr. Vikram Kamat, the founder of the Kamat's Group. Moving on to our next guest, I would like to say she knows how to control hair loss better than the Kardashians know how to break the internet. Introducing Saloni Anand, the founder of Traya. Hi Saloni, hi Vikram, how are you guys doing?
Fantastic, thank you.
How do you feel to be here? Are you guys excited?
Very, very excited.
Yes.
Okay, so I asked this to almost all of our guests that we'll test your entrepreneurial instinct. What do you guys think? What is going to be my first question?
Tell us something about yourself.
No, we're not in HR interview.
Okay. I know, that's normally like, gaadi garam
Good
karne
try,
ke liye.
but
Okay, no? Okay.
What do you think?
Something random.
What's your favorite
Like
food?
an ice-breaking question.
We'll talk about that too, but firstly I would like you guys to introduce your brands.
So I was right.
No. Not about yourself.
Okay.
I would like you guys to introduce your brands in less than 1 minute.
So obviously Kamat's has been around for a long time. We are in the South Indian food space with serving hot, healthy and very hygienic food. People have known Kamat's for a long time and they've grown up eating Kamat's. In fact, I got to know she herself has...
One of your customers.
Yes, has grown up on Kamat's. And of course, we have a chain of hotels under the brand Wits. We also have our own academy, Kamat Hospitality, Academy of Skill. And so we do all things food, and food is our passion. Food is something that we love doing, and that's why we are known as Kamat's, the food people.
What about you, Saloni?
Traya in Sanskrit means three science, and we mix Ayurveda, dermatology and nutrition to manage hair fall, hair loss. The reason we started this company is because there are thousands of brands out there claiming to solve hair fall, but the reality is people are still bald outside. If you look out on the road, 5 in 7 men today face balding. So hence Traya was started to actually solve for hair loss, hair fall.
Okay, amazing. I would like you to explain us something about the logo. If there's any meaning or story behind the logo.
So Traya's logo is Traya with a full stop. As a person, from the brand perspective, my thought process was to actually write the word rather than make a design out and then write a word, because I think one needs to be more efficient today, right? So imagine, it's a very personal preference as a brand owner. I prefer brands, whether it's Nykaa, whether it is Kamat, whether it is Traya. It's always better to just say your brand rather than a design with some story that only you have in your mind and your consumer
and you have to
is...
keep explaining
Keep explaining, right? The full stop signifies the end of frustration, struggle that a person who goes through hair loss goes, right? Like ye try kiya, wo try kiya, wo try kiya. But abhi bhi life mein baldness hai. So you come to Traya to finally sort of put an end to it, put a stop to it.
Yeah. I guess not a lot of brains went behind your brand name.
No. We were born with it, so with our brand name. So.
Okay, so my next question is, what were you guys doing before you became entrepreneurs? How did you sort of decide to start these brands?
So I think most people know that when in India, especially when you're born in a family business, so the business is already decided for you, the work is already, most things are decided for you. So the only, it's very difficult because you're just in it. Even if you're not in the same business, you're in business per se.
Yeah.
So I think, what was I doing before this? I think right from,
after your graduation or post-graduation?
Yeah, after my 12th, I did hospitality. I did my college also in hotel management from Dadar Catering College. I was All India first, by the way, in hotel management. And then afterwards, of course, I completed my master's and I did my doctorate also. So I've done all things hospitality.
What about you?
I was born in a family of service class. My father works for a pharma company. My mother is a doctor. She's been practicing, though her own clinic, but a family where you are either becoming an engineer or a doctor, and you're born to join the corporate world, grow up the ladder. However, always liked the other side. Was always wannabe entrepreneur, and as soon as life threw an opportunity where I felt that this is the time to start something, I left my job and started Traya.
Okay, so when did this hit you that you want to start Traya?
No, I have a joke with my co-founder. So my husband is also co-founder of Traya, and he had a food startup before Traya.
Oh, acha.
His food startup gave him so much stress that he got bald and he got hypothyroidism and he got uric acid. He got a lot of health issues basically. To find those answers to those health issues, Traya was born. Now I tell him that ab Traya kya dega jisse next company start hoga. So I completely agree with him.
Everything is interrelated.
Interlinked. But I can relate with running a food business has its...
Food is the toughest space.
But like you just came up with this solution for your husband. It wasn't supposed to be a business.
It wasn't supposed to be a business. We both were in a stage in life where we got married. His startup was doing really well. He hired a CEO of Sodexo to lead it. And we took a 6 months break and we thought, let's focus on health. We'll travel and we'll focus on health. And we started researching on thyroid, on uric acid, on skin, hair. We went to Korea. We met 15 Ayurveda doctors in Bombay. One thing led to the other, and we really brought this holistic living in our house.
So you guys might agree that journey of a male entrepreneur and a female entrepreneur is very similar, but also very different in various ways due to various factors. So what's your take on this? And if you can start.
My views are optimistic. Okay, if there are 100, I don't know the data, but if there are 100 male entrepreneurs, I don't think there are 100 female entrepreneurs, right? Any networking event that I attend, in a room, if there are 100 people, 80-20 is, and I'm talking about new age brands where there are more women, right? Which means that there are lesser women up there, really, building businesses, and that's changing for sure. As a female, you have a different voice, a different opinion, a different way of problem solving, which you bring to the table. So there's less competition, if that's a way to put it. I, in my head, think that I'm a girl or a boy or...
You are an entrepreneur.
I'm an entrepreneur, right? So I don't think there is any problem.
So there must have been tough times in your journey of building a brand, and because it's never a smooth sail for anyone. So how do you guys try to stay motivated during those tough times? How do you guys deal with it?
I think, having been through COVID and been in the food business where everything was shut, hotels were shut, restaurants shut, we were shut. We have spent more time with our family than I think I'll spend in a lifetime as a hotelier, as a restaurateur. So you just have to have a good circle of people.
People supporting you.
They may not necessarily work with you. They may not be team members. In fact, entrepreneurship is lonely that way. You can't speak to your employees because kuch problem hai, to wo dar jayenge, so you can't tell them anything.
I think I completely agree with what he said. That circle of people is very, very important. Apart from that, what I have learned, because compared to him, I am a younger, I'm just an entrepreneur for the last 4-5 years, right? So I had to do a personality change in myself. And that was about being fearless. And I thank my co-founder for teaching that to me. So whenever there is a tough situation, he would say, क्या है क्या तोड़ लिया है कुछ भी तो नहीं है क्या है खत्म हो गया तो खत्म खाली आता है तो खाली आ जाएंगे डरना क्या है and that just takes away the fear out of the room.
There's nothing to lose.
That is nothing to lose. And the moment you bring that fearlessness in yourself, it is a beautiful ride. Then you're just building. The next time you hear a problem, you're like, problem hai, kidhar hai? Chalo solve kar.
But then it must take time to build that attitude.
So I had to do that personality change. I was, as a person, very, very different 5 years back than I am today.
This was supposed to be my next question, that how have you grown personally after becoming entrepreneurs? What personal change do you see in yourselves?
I mean, she just said how it's like
I
it's
think
very
that's my answer.
So what would you say? How have you grown personally after becoming an entrepreneur?
So I've like I was always more thought oriented and this thing, but then so I was actually quite calm in general. Yeah, I've learned to become a little upset sometimes. So I can see that change in me where required, but I don't get upset. Of course, I've done meditation and also I don't get upset for the upsettingness. But then they teach you in meditation and vipassana that sometimes you have to be something else
Have
to
you
get the
been
result.
to Vipassana?
Yes, I did vipassana about 8-9 years ago.
Okay, so moving on to our next and super interesting segment. We've designed this board game specially for our talk show He Said, She Said, which is called No More Small Talks, because we're not here for any small talks. Very easy, very simple. Two of you will get a chance to roll the dice, and wherever you land, there's a very simple task written which you have to complete. Red is the Kamat's group and green is, of course, Traya. So yeah, you can start. 1. Okay, icebreaker.
You'll ask me something.
Yeah, so I have a few icebreaker questions for you. Okay, you have to be really quick.
Okay.
Describe yourself and your brand in 3 words. Start with yourself.
Honest, effective, safe.
Perfect. Your brand in 3 words.
Oh, that was brand. Me? I'm safe, don't worry.
I was like, should I react to this?
That was Traya. Traya first. Saloni, hardworking, passionate, happy, fun.
Okay. What is something that you consider really boring? It can be a part of your job also.
I find finance, accounting very boring.
Okay. And what is the most fun part of your job?
Problem solving, branding. We are a consumer brand, so everything to do with the consumer.
Okay. Amazing. Your turn. 2. Never have I ever. Okay. I'll give you a few never have I ever statements and you just have to tell me if you've ever done that or not. Never have I ever followed the aphorism fake it until you make it in your journey.
No, I've sometimes faked it.
Thank you for being honest. Never have I ever lied to my team.
I have definitely lied to many members in my team depending on the situation.
Okay. Never have I ever fired any employee.
No, I've fired many employees. So it depends. And sometimes it's really difficult because somebody you like, but if then they're really trying hard and they're not performing or they're not able to perform, then it's hard. But very small because nobody really wants to remove anybody unnecessarily. I mean, it's not like, oh, tera chehra acha nahi lagta hai, niklo. There's some underlying logic to it. So sometimes it's hard, most of the times it's not.
Okay.
I like how your team is enjoying.
Yeah.
ठीक है. Your turn, Saloni.
कुछ तो याद करना पड़ेगा लेकिन I have to do that this thing.
Bust the myth. Okay. Any myth you'd like to bust about your brand?
I want to burst myth about the hair industry.
Okay.
Right. Everyone out there thinks that a shampoo or an oil can grow your hair. It cannot. Hair fall shampoo is a myth. Hair loss is an internal problem. You need to understand why it's happening. It's a medical problem. It's not a cosmetic problem. वो 2 मिनट अमृत भी से भी बाल धो लोगे, वो 2 मिनट में क्या जादू करेगा कि बाल उग जाएगा, right? And I think that's the biggest problem. And years and years of marketing of hair industry has done that. So I think that's the bit.
Okay, got it. Your turn. This was her task.
हाँ नहीं
Free pass आ गया आपके पास.
हाँ sorry, what is free pass?
Oh,
मतलब
just
pass.
like pass.
अरे वाह.
Your turn.
5 again.
5.
It's like it's a good. Yes.
Jump shot.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so I'll give you a brand's name. You have to act it out and he has to guess it.
Okay, great.
If he guesses it right, you get the point. ठीक है, I'll just give you this.
हाँ.
Oh, अच्छा sorry हाँ.
There are 3 names.
Is it a brand name?
Brand names. There are 3 names you can see. So you can start with the first name.
First word, English. Breaking 2. Fishing, throwing. Throwing, rod, fish. Spear, javelin. That window. The window grill. The grill, jali. Jali in English. Net. First word is net. Net, remote. Phone. The network. The net.
5.
Net, window.
4.
TV. What do you watch on TV?
2.
Netflix.
Oh!
चलो
High five that.
चलो हाँ
Nice.
देखो
Good
भाई
job, good job.
One more?
Yeah, there are 2 more, no?
when she was good हाँ
One more. I have to do. I have to do all 3.
Yeah.
Acha.
say 2 words
नहीं.
half
First half,
first
yeah.
half हाँ But for second half to speak in English to say something in English like another other word for saying something speaking talking conversing engaging discussing
related to your brand.
Acha, one more. Wait.
green room I'm not getting network if I'm not getting network Traya not getting nahi not getting no I'm confused not getting network
No.
Getting it.
the second part network network effect your brand is what for hair Traya something
You can't show it, yaar. Hey, this is cheating. See?
No, I am showing network tower.
ah
No, I'm not showing anything.
which network either Jio Airtel
Well done.
अच्छा चलो हाँ
Okay.
I was going to tell air and
Oh,
tell,
okay.
but then I realized
Oh.
tell. Acha, tell.
देखो
Okay. Third.
हाँ
It's just
small cup as a soap name of a soap Dove
Oh, nice, yeah.
no I started relating to accordingly हाँ
Nice.
हाँ
3 points.
मैं पहले सेकंड वाले में सोचा ये कौन सा मूवी है इसमें नेटवर्क they're not playing that dumb shit they're playing brand dumb shit
I was saying brand names of network.
नहीं I was still in that movie mode this
Yeah,
network
yeah.
effect ये वो सब सोचा था
But you did a good job.
yeah very good
Okay, your turn. तो हमको
3 steps ahead.
Okay, this. So, ask me anything is you get a chance to ask the other guest anything you'd like.
oh अच्छा very nice
wow.
wow अच्छा
Happy to answer.
oh I got a good question I got a very good question so how is it like working with your co-founder and husband because you know it was nice I saw you kept mentioning as co-founder and you know you didn't say husband much so sometimes some people find it difficult because if you're working with the same person at work and then at home also you know
Balancing
does
that,
work seep into office or does office seep into work and you know things like that how is it to manage that
So, a very good question. Extra mark for that. Initially, when we started off, right, where there was no team, nothing,
Correct.
it was very, very difficult.
okay
Also, because we were figuring out, right? Also, in any startup, the initial ideation space is like the toughest. But as the team formed, as we both gained respect for each other on what we are good at.
okay
We identified our own spaces.
Okay.
Now there is clear understanding of कौन किस में अच्छा है. So you go and do that and I'll do this. Number 1. Number 2, we've learned and it's a constant work to not let the two. So if we've had a crazy argument at work, we sit in the car and switch. And
Is
we're
it that easy?
absolutely good to each other at home. Or if we are fighting at home, we are in office and we are like the best co-founders to each other. But it's constant work. We would have never known how awesome we are at the work we do had we working at different jobs. And I think respect is like the most important ingredient in any marriage. Right? So I think if done the right way,
It's fun.
It's
and
double fun.
Yeah.
good lot of people will benefit from this
From this, yeah. Thanks to your question.
No, it was something that I'm sure that like me many people would want to know also. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, it's your turn.
Her turn, yeah.
2.
Okay. God Gyan. Okay, so What is the full form of SOW? This is work related. Basic
Statement of
acronyms.
work.
Huh?
Statement of work.
No. The last two letters are correct.
Statement.
So, you know,
Looking at
normally I just ask Google. So, I mean.
What solution of work? No, it's basically scope of work.
Right.
good one.
VOC?
VOC. No idea.
Random guess.
I remember this used to come in one ad कि हमारे paint में VOC नहीं है. So, I think it's something harmful. I remember Asian Paint had one ad like that कि हमारे paints में no VOC. And Shah Rukh was saying it. So, I remember, I mean, he won't be lying.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know if it's the same VOC. I'm trying to give you a
I
hint.
have no idea. Right? Okay, you tell me what it is. I'll guess.
It's related to your interaction with your customers.
Voice of customer.
That's why I didn't want to say customer because I know it. Okay, your turn.
Spill the tea though.
Yes, okay.
Spill the Kamat filter coffee.
Yeah.
Kamat filter coffee, to be precise, yeah. So, what do you look forward to in the coming weeks that not a lot of people know about?
You should talk about that launch.
But that's not few weeks, that's like months away. We have a new Kamat's Legacy, a new restaurant opening up
Where?
in Kamla Mills, which we are really looking forward to. I don't know whether we're supposed to be
Are we
saying
invited?
this. Of course, all of you are invited.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's a pure vegetarian and there's no daru.
I am pure vegetarian.
Oh yeah? What are you saying?
Even she is vegetarian if I'm not wrong.
I'm not.
You also non-vegetarian?
Yes.
Okay. What is your favorite cuss word?
Favorite cuss word? I think, are we supposed to say it on this thing or? Oh, sure, but you'll have to edit it out, I guess then. I guess at max I must have used only like maximum because that's the most versatile word. Na? You can use that word
It comes naturally.
naturally. You can use that word as a abuse. You can use that word as a
Happiness when you're
exclamation.
happy. Yeah.
You can
Surprised.
you know. I think there are I read one thing that there are like 30 ways to use the word properly. Like you can tell somebody aggressively to also, you know. So it's like that. There's so many. It's a dictionary in itself.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, dare to do.
Interesting. You ready?
I'm more eager to know what the dare is because
Stop laughing, Muskan. Tell the dare.
Yell out the first word that comes to your mind.
Muskan.
You don't yell it out.
Muskan!
Okay, so here we are done with our game. No more small talks, and both of you all did a great job. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Congrats. Saloni.
We had a good host who was guiding us.
Oh, thank you so much. So sweet of you. And our friends at Raw Bear have sent these super
Ladies
beautiful
first,
hampers for you all because they're introducing incredible fashion for incredible people like you. So I hope you'll like it.
Thank you.
And because they knew ki it can be a tie also, so they sent two.
Thank you. That's बहुत दूरदृष्टि है इनका. Thank you so much.
And how did you all like the game? Like, was it fun? Something fresh, new? Have you all done this before in any interview?
No, never. It's in fact I was telling you ना इसका आप licensing, merchandising करो आप घर पे भी लोग खेल सकते हैं. मतलब in different format.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good
Do you
idea.
have any feedback?
This is great.
Yeah.
Had fun.
So moving on to my next question, what are the top 5 mistakes that you guys have made in your journey? You can start if...
Yeah,
I have one that came to my head. So, ek I can say. In the beginning, I as an entrepreneur lacked confidence. Like, मैं पहली बार कर रहे हैं, तुम इन्वेस्टर के पास जाते हो, इन्वेस्टर बोलता है कितने करोड़ की कंपनी बनाओ, पता नहीं, पहली बार बना रही हो, मुझे क्या पता. And girl to girl, right? I think women don't sell themselves pretty well. So when I am sitting in an interview and there's a guy who comes, वो बताएगा इतना और वो एंड में निकलेगा इतना, और लड़की बताएगी इतनी और जब वो काम चालू करेगी तो वो इतनी निकलेगी. Women don't sell themselves. It doesn't come naturally to us. खुद की बड़ाई कैसे करें? So I think that is one and as an entrepreneur you have to sell.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't. Like I would go to a networking event and people would ask me, so what do you do? I'm like, एक और बार, अभी कैसे इसको बताऊं? अभी तो हम छोटे हैं.
I'm going to send you my book on sales.
Sure.
You wrote a book?
Yeah, I've written a book on sales. It's called Sales Magic.
Oh, I missed that in my research.
No problem. I'll send you also a copy.
Send it to me for sure.
Yeah, sure. I wrote it for the same reason. I realized that teams don't sell, which is the most important thing. Money is only made when something is sold.
Your
So
mistakes.
my mistakes.
Yeah.
So first, I would definitely say, and especially in franchising, I would say, or in general in any business, growth for the sake of growth is going to be cancerous growth. So I think when you just grow for the sake of showing somebody or we need these numbers and all, I think you will be doing a lot of firefighting, as in a lot of stuff will get wrecked which could have become much better. So I think that's a very big mistake. Then another thing is sometimes associating with the wrong people. You get one wrong partner, one wrong unit, one wrong person, and if that person can set you back in time, energy, effort so much.
Okay, so this is our last and final segment, not the last and final question.
Oh.
Okay, so we call it The Internet Doesn't Know. Let's start. In your opinion, which is an overhyped brand?
I feel Apple now is overhyped.
Okay, you can just answer.
I agree. I also think Apple is overhyped.
Overhyped.
I can't copy that.
No, but लगता है it's overhyped. दो जन का वोट है भाई.
हाँ मतलब
दोनों को लगता है.
Is any one of you using an iPhone?
जनता की.
You are using an iPhone.
I use an Android.
That's why we know it's overhyped, na? Because we use it, we know it's overhyped. We are not just passing off
She's
anything.
not using it.
I wouldn't pay for an iPhone because I think it's overhyped.
हाँ.
She makes sense, but then you using the product.
So after using it, we got
कि कुछ है नहीं
conned
मतलब
into
ये,
it,
हाँ.
and then we like, अरे इसमें तो वो तो better था. इसमें तो रिंगटोन का भी पैसा देना पड़ता है, which I used to get for free.
Okay. A business idea on top of your mind. It can be anything.
I'm planning on doing condominiums, hotel condominiums. Achha,
Elaborate.
No, it's where you sell the units of the hotel. It's like each room is then sold like a office condominium, but in a hotel.
Okay.
So like a co-working space for...
No. So what happens is if you have a 100-room hotel, you sell 30 rooms to individual investors who own that particular room.
Oh.
Yeah, and then that becomes an asset which they can own. So they don't need to see. It's a much better thing. आज आप flat में पैसा डालते हो तो you don't get any return. Instead, you own a hotel room for 25, 30, 40 lakhs.
So this happens in India?
Yeah, it happens in India. It happens. I mean, it's a little bit new.
I think business idea, I think while coming to this place, I was thinking there should be something called a blow bar for hair. Where there were saloons here and I was wondering if I could go. I did not get time to wash my hair, so I was like, a girl-to-girl problem, how difficult it is to wash hair in the morning and then dry them and all of that, right? Imagine a saloon where there's nothing, they don't do any other services, but a line of chairs and they promise 15 minutes, like a McDonald's.
Hair wash.
घुसो और निकलो, बाल धुल के, blow dry होके बाहर. 15 minutes. It's like a personal need. It's not a very viable business, so I haven't started it, but would love to have it around so that I can get a blow dry.
It's a very good business, but you got to change the name.
Sorry. Agreed.
We're getting the wrong customers. Anyway.
What's your favorite metaphor for describing entrepreneurship?
I too like the word business.
I'd say maybe chaos. Business means there's stuff happening all the
Chaos,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Chaos is a good word.
Yeah, and you have to
I
put it
agree.
in.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of this interview? Except the host.
I was array.
Wow.
Just. It was very good. It was very good. Yeah, I'd say if not the host, then the
Co-guest.
Then the co-guest. Yes,
Oh.
Saloni. Yeah.
Both the girls are happy. I think I enjoyed the board game.
Okay, nice. So we are done with The Internet Doesn't Know also, and it was really fun. Honestly, it was fun knowing the things about you all that are not available on the internet and which will now be available on the internet. So if you could offer a first-time entrepreneur only one piece of advice, what would that be?
I have one. The only thing that matters is execution. not your idea, not how great it is. If there is a Swiggy out there and a third guy comes says, then I'll build a better Swiggy and can really go out and build a better Swiggy, then he'll win over Swiggy. So there is no value for idea. And a lot of people think, अरे मैं मेरा idea share नहीं करूँगा, friends को नहीं बताऊँगा, investor को नहीं बताऊँगा, लोगों को नहीं बताऊँगा, लोग मेरा great idea copy कर लेंगे. That is absolutely wrong, because all that matters is your execution. How well can you go out and build it?
Completely agree. Yeah.
I'd say passion with profit. If you only work on passion, you live in people's memories. If you work with passion and profit, you live in luxury.
Oh.
Yeah, this is
Nice.
something I always tell you, because if you're only just passionate, I mean, you know, Van Gogh passionately made all the paintings, but करोड़ों तो आज कोई और कमा रहा है. He तो yeah, you know, so he बिचारा died, you know, for Leonardo da Vinci made Mona Lisa and so many, but he died बिचारा. So, you know, they were passionate.
But it should be passion.
Yeah,
with
you have to
profit,
learn to passion and cash value passion, and so that you can make it big.
Okay, thank you so much for your suggestions, and this brings us to our last question of this interview, and there are like millions of people who will be watching this interview. So if you have to give a message or an advice to them, or if there's any life mantra that you follow which you think can be of help to anyone and everyone watching this, what would that be?
Mine will be just Aage Jao. We have an anthem called Aage Jao. It's a company anthem. And just जो भी होता है life में, just think ahead, just
keep moving.
Just keep moving. आगे का ही सोचो. Don't look back.
Yeah.
I think mine would be the whole fearlessness that I spoke about, right? Like, don't take things too seriously. It's not needed. Not needed. In fact, the book that I'm reading, Settle Out of Not Giving a Fuck, right? Like, best decisions of your life are the ones where you take them recklessly, without doing too much risk assessment.
And when
you
you
take
think
that
a
leap
lot
of
and-
faith, कि मतलब कर लेते शादी, छोड़ देते नौकरी, company चालू कर देते. Those are decisions that you take recklessly, but turn out, you know, are the most monumental in your life when you look back in terms of how you reached where you reached. So I think be fearless and don't take things too seriously.
Okay. This was our last question, and thank you so much for joining us and giving us a glimpse into your world. And honestly, it was not just to say for the camera, but it was a really fun conversation, and I hope we get a chance to collaborate again soon, and all the best to both of you, and wishing your brands a 100-fold success.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We enjoyed
You've
also.
been a great host.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really hope you loved this conversation, and if you did, please like and share this video, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to follow Marketing Mind and Raw Bear on all social media platforms. Do let us know your favorite part about this interview in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. This is me, Muskan Behune, signing off.